Alright, what's up, sports fans? It's your boy Akeem here to give you more scout reports on players headed towards the 2017 NFL Draft. For this blog, I'm going to continue things on with my running backs and Wayne Gallman coming out of Clemson. Now, this kid's actually hailing from Loganville, Georgia, played under head coach Mikey Khan, who was actually a roommate of Dabu Sweeney, the head coach of the Clemson Tigers during his stay at Alabama. So it's interesting for this kid to come from the Georgia to South Carolina to play for the Tigers. And he actually had a great career, especially over the course of the last two seasons. His breakout year was in 2015, in which he rushed for over 1,500 yards, and he broke C.J. Spiller's record for most yardage from scrimmage with 1,740 yards that season, eclipsing C.J. Spiller's record of 1,715 yards from scrimmage. He had a big season, and I had high hopes for him in 2016. Now, in this past season, he did rush for over 1,100 yards, and he was second team All-ACC honors. The numbers did drop just a little bit, but I still think this is a pretty good player. He had 1,133 yards on the ground to be exact this past season compared to being a first team All-Honors in 2015. Now let's talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, his strengths. He definitely runs well in between the tackles. This is one thing I do like about this kid. He definitely has pretty good vision and ability to get in thin, small holes. He definitely uses his size to his advantage. He has a little bit of a slim but muscular frame. And, he's actually He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot, 210 pounds. He does have like a slim but muscular frame where he could slit in through holes. I think he does a pretty good job in reading his blockers. And he isn't like a powerful runner, but he can give you some tough yardage on the ground in between the tackles, and he can run behind his pads pretty well. Now he also has sold himself as a receiver. He did have 213 yards receiving in 2015. Like I said, the numbers did drop in 2016 though. Not like the big time receiver that you're looking for, but he has sold himself enough to be a receiver out of the backfield. Now let's talk about his weaknesses. First, one thing I did notice as far as his running ability, he doesn't really possess the elusiveness and agility that you want your running back to have, as far as being able to juke away from his opposing defenders. I think he just needs to do a better job at that and try to create more plays on his own, especially on one-on-one situations. I'm looking forward to seeing him develop a little bit better at the next level. Another thing that most people are concerned about is his pass blocking technique. Now, he sometimes can throw his shoulder into the rusher, in which he can completely miss his blocking assignments. Needs to do a better job in pushing the opposing defenders away from the quarterback and putting himself in better position and better blocking technique and mechanics as far as his pass blocking to protect his quarterback. He struggled a lot with that over the course of the last two seasons. And lastly, another thing I do think he needs to work on, I think he needs to work on his breakaway speed. He doesn't have like the fast speed that C.J. Spiller had during his time at Clemson. He doesn't have the breakaway speed that you're looking for, but he is a good tough runner who can who could run quick in between holes. Like I said, but he doesn't really have like that huge speed as far as breakaway speed that you're looking for. I think he runs a 4.6 44, 540 at best, which is not bad, but I tell you, he can give you some tough yardage crossing the line of scrimmage. Now, overall, for my projection, I actually have him going into the late third round, early fourth round of this year's draft. Now, next I'm going to catch you guys from being just a couple minutes. I have at least 3 more blogs for today. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.